not be treating us right. They charge us 52%. You have to understand, we charge them almost nothing for years and years and decades.
Donald Trump is shaking up global trade again. In a dramatic move, the US has slapped a hefty 26% tariff on Indian imports as part of a sweeping new trade policy. Trump argues that the goal is to counter what he calls unfair trade practices. But this isn't just about India. The policy is sending shockwaves across the world, forcing countries to rethink their trade strategies. So, what exactly is changing? And how will it impact businesses, consumers, and economies worldwide? Let's break it down. Trump's new tariff regime. Under Trump's latest trade policy, all US imports will now face a baseline 10% tariff. But for countries that the US believes have unfair trade barriers, the rates are significantly higher. India, 26%, China, 34%, including 54% previous tariffs, Vietnam, 45%, Taiwan, 32%, Thailand, 36%, Japan, 24%. Meanwhile, trade partners like Britain, Brazil, and Singapore, who ran trade deficits with the US, have been given some relief, facing only the baseline 10% tariff. This move signals a new era of protectionism, with Trump doubling down on his America First trade policy. Why is Trump doing this? Trump has long argued that global trade rules have put the US at a disadvantage. His administration claims the new tariffs will reduce dependence on foreign goods. However, critics warn that this aggressive trade policy could spark a global trade war. Higher tariffs mean increased costs for American consumers, potential job losses in industries dependent on imports, and the risk of retaliatory tariffs from other nations. For many, the question isn't whether these tariffs will protect US industries, but whether they will do more harm than good in the long run. How will this impact India? For India, the 26% tariff is a major blow. The US is one of India's biggest trading partners, and the increased tariffs could disrupt key sectors, including major exporters of steel, textiles, and pharmaceutical products to the US. These industries now face higher costs, which could reduce demand and hurt Indian businesses. Indian businesses that rely on the US market will now have to either absorb the higher costs or pass them on to consumers, making Indian products less competitive in global markets. India may be forced to look for alternative trade partners. This could mean strengthening economic ties with China or the European Union. However, aligning more closely with China comes with its own set of geopolitical challenges. Reports suggest that India is considering slashing tariffs on $23 billion worth of US imports, including gems, jewelry, pharmaceuticals, and auto parts, to soften the blow. However, no formal deal has been reached yet. Additionally, the US administration has exempted pharmaceutical products from the list of imports hit by reciprocal tariffs, offering a small silver lining. The US has also hinted at potential tariffs on IT services, a sector where India has a significant presence. If implemented, this could severely impact India's booming IT industry and major outsourcing firms. The coming weeks will be crucial. If India doesn't act swiftly, these tariffs could deal a severe blow to exports, trade relations, and overall economic growth. The government faces limited options: either negotiate and cut tariffs on US goods or prepare for a prolonged trade war. But India isn't alone. Countries like China, Vietnam, and Japan are also re-evaluating their trade strategies. The possibility of a full-scale trade war looms large, with nations scrambling to protect their economies from the ripple effects of Trump's policies. One thing is clear: Trump's 26% tariff is a direct challenge, and India will have to strategize fast to mitigate its impact. What's next? Trump's aggressive trade policy is reshaping global commerce. Some believe it could create a fairer playing field for US industries, while others fear it could backfire, leading to inflation, job losses, and diplomatic tensions. Will these tariffs help the US economy, or will they end up hurting American businesses and consumers? The world is watching, and so is India.